So when you coached her, anything different you thought? So and I'm asking this question when she was growing up, because now I will ask another one. But when she was growing up, you mentioned to me the other day that you always coached her in a group, not separately. Was that conscious, and why?
I think for me, young kids need to be coached in a group. I think it's very difficult for them because they need fun, and fun is one of the primary motivations for people to play. It cannot be career, goal, discipline, structure. I think these are far heavier words which are difficult for people to carry for life. I think fun should be the primary reason. Passion should be involvement, love for the sport. I think those were things which come because you have a group and you want to enjoy with the group. And you always made it a point that that was the case. In fact, till COVID hit and we were kind of isolated for a few months, I think there was never a time when I would actually coach her one on one. And that for me, those years, I think for growing up, I think is very, very important. If you make it, if you are a champion, then a lot of things get washed off. But there is a reality that there is a 99% or more failure rate in sport. So I'm very aware of that reality. So there could be harsh parents who could get things done. And if you're a champion, it just gets washed off, or it doesn't, it sounds as though it's a great thing which they've done. But you also have to realize that there are another 99% of the kids who've actually gone down that route and not made it. And it would really hurt if that happens. So I was actually preparing for failure in some sense.
Did it ever happen to you or occur to you that as a national coach, you were the father, you were the coach, and it might just come back that by being the national coach and pushing her for results, the father might just suffer?
Yeah, I think for me, see, people would use it in other ways as well, right? So you'd go into a meeting and they would be like, "You're the coach and you're a selector," and I could hear those voices. How to that?
I'm aware of that because we have discussed this, that whole nepotism and all of that. And you've always, at that point in time, you've recused yourself from such meetings.
Yeah. So I think it was very important to stay clear of it, and also, luckily for badminton, if you're a champion, you're a champion, and if you're the number two, you're the number two, and if you're in the borderline is where probably people can accuse you. But if you're the number one, there's no doubt. And luckily for me, whenever there's been a selection trials or whenever there's been selections which has happened where she's got selected, she's done it on her own merit by winning those tournaments. So I'm really happy that I didn't have to actually push her in any way sense, and she's actually owned her right to be in the team by herself. As a coach and a parent, for me, I think her development as a human being is very, very important. And there is a lot to life and not sport alone. And I think you need to be conscious and aware of that fact that you could be playing sport great for 30 years. But you're at the end of 30 years or 35 years, you're really messed up as a human being. There's another 30, 40 years of your life which you will really spend. And what happens to you during that time is also very, very important.